Coming up, we're going to be talking about Deadpool leaks, Maleficent 3 and much more. But before we go any further, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. Hi everyone, it's Roger here from What's On at DisneyPlus.com. It's time for a quick Disney Plus news write-up. Let's start off, we're talking about Deadpool 3, which is currently filming here in the UK. And there's been a number of images that have been going around the internet of basically them on set. So we've been seeing different images of back in the summer we saw Deadpool and Wolverine in their suits, and then filming all got shut down because of the strikes, and now filming has resumed and they kind of continue on from where they were filming. So more images have got out, and there was, I don't really want to go into too much sort of spoilers in terms of what they're doing, but they've revealed some of the things that are going to be in there and how they connect to other films and other Disney Plus series, etc. How so? But with all these photographs coming out, Ryan Reynolds actually took to social media to kind of call out people taking their photographs. Surprises are a part of the magic of theatrical movies. It's important for us to shoot the new Deadpool film in real, natural environments using practical effects as opposed to making the movies indoor and digitally. Telephoto lenses continue to spoil surprises and create a difficult situation for everyone. Here's hoping some of the websites and social channels holding back showing images before they're ready. The film is built for the audience joy, and our highest hope is to preserve so much of the magic as possible for the finished film and the big screen. Part of the reason people post spoilers is because they're excited. I realise they aren't the real world issues, and it's firmly in the good problems bucket. I love making this movie. Now I definitely feel we're in the zone of there is money to be made by putting out these leaks. You know, these photographs are being taken with like long lenses from far away, and therefore that's how these images are getting out. And yeah, the counter argument is, if they film them all inside and with the volume or on real sets and etc. or boxed in, you're not going to be able to have this problem. There's also essentially with Deadpool, there's so much excitement about it. You know, that's why they're making money from these images and stuff. Yeah, so it's a little bit of a pain. Whether or not this actually stops anything, I don't know, but it might just put a bit of a curb on, maybe people sharing it, etc. I mean, it does then go on to the other side of then when the images then come out because like Ryan Reynolds or someone else tweets them out, that's fair game. They've put it out professionally and stuff. But yeah, set leaks are always a little bit iffy. And sometimes they don't really kind of show us the true idea of what's going on. There could be things that are being set up in order to trick us, to kind of give us the wrong idea of what's going on. Sometimes they've got to add special effects. Sometimes there's scenes that they don't even use. So there's not always kind of and also there's just so much speculation right now with Marvel and everything going on. But let us know what you think of all of this in the comments below. Moving on from there, let's now talk about Maleficent, because there's been sort of talk of there being a third film for a while, but recently Vanity Fair did an interview with Angelina Jolie and confirmed that she is still signed on to do a third film. We don't really know too much more about it since then. There's been reports of writers and stuff coming in, but obviously with the pandemic and the strikes and everything, and I don't think as well Angelina Jolie really wants to do that many films anymore. I think the first film was a massive success when it came out, and it kind of sort of spearheaded this whole like live action reversions that we've seen, and they've become a massive thing. But as Disney's kind of pulling away from that, and the last film didn't do as well at the box office as the first one. I enjoyed the first one. The second one was, I was like, what was the point? Third one I definitely feel is in that same zone. And if Disney are trying to cut back on sort of live action remakes and all the rest of it and sequels, do we need a third Maleficent film, or do we need to leave it a little bit longer? I don't know, but personally for me, it's kind of like a franchise, just like let this one go. It did its job, it did really well. The first movies are good, obviously you can watch them now on Disney Plus. So I think the first one is not on Disney Plus in the US at the minute for some bizarre reason with licensing and stuff. But yeah, but are you excited about a third film? Let us know. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that in the comments below. Now shifting gears over to Disneyland, because Disney has confirmed some of the details of what's going to be happening in 2024. So first off, they're going to be doing a Pixar Fest in the early part of the year, and as part of that, they're going to have a new sort of parade, and as part of the parade, you're going to see May from the Turning Red film, obviously, which is a Disney Plus original, but it is getting a theatrical release next year. So if you enjoy Pixar, that's one way to go. Though I did notice with this one, It does run out just before the D23 Expo, which was a little bit disappointing. Also taking place next year is Season of the Force, which is a Star Wars event that they put on. They're bringing back Hyperspace Mountain at the Tomorrowland for the Space Mountain. I love the one in Hong Kong. I've not done it anywhere else. And also as part of that, they have confirmed that during the festival that's going to be taking place, that you're going to be getting some new adventures on Star Tours, which are going to be tied in with the Disney Plus series Ahsoka and The Mandalorian. They announced this back at Star Wars Celebration and then kind of confirmed it at Destination D23 earlier this year, but now we've kind of got a rough date of when they're coming out, and that's going to be April time. Just in time for May the 4th. But I think it'll be good to kind of give that ride a little bit of an update, kind of connect it all in with all these Disney Plus shows and stuff, which is what the current audience is watching. You know, they haven't, I don't think they've updated it since The Last Jedi, which, you know, but yeah, I think it makes sense. I was just surprised at how long it takes them. You know, the idea that they built this ride that they can keep updating with new adventures, yet they don't seem to do it as often as you maybe would think. You know, you'd imagine every time there's a new film or a new series come out, you'd have something there to kind of connect it. But sometimes the theme parks and their shows and stuff don't seem to work that way. But let us know if you're excited about this. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that in the comments below. In our comment of the day, which comes from Legend Lewis, who says, will Star change to Hulu on Disney Plus around the world? So this came up quite a lot yesterday with the launch of Hulu on Disney Plus in the United States. A lot of people talking about there being this brand new hub, and a lot of international folks there kind of going, you know, we've had this for years. We've had this Star Hub. There's also been a lot of international folks going, can we have the Hulu Hub? And you're like, we've got the Star Hub, but you don't need the Hulu Hub because we don't want to pay extra for something we've already got most of the access to. But it does bring up a good point about the fact of, are they going to rebrand the Star Hub to Hulu at some point in the future? Now, I actually think that's probably more likely going to happen for two reasons. First off, if Disney end up selling off Star India, they might not want the branding of Star. If they're selling it off, they might not want to have that connected with it, and therefore it makes sense not to use the branding. Also, Star is a generic brand. It's meaningless. It doesn't mean anything. You could get rid of that tomorrow and rebrand it, and I don't think anybody internationally is really going to notice, especially like in Canada, Australia, or the UK. In Canada and here in the UK, they don't even really talk about Star even on the advertising or anything like that. They still do in Australia though. They still been carrying on that there. And obviously you have Star Plus in Latin America. There's a lot of hope that, you know, with the stuff going on in the US, that might end up then merging in with Disney Plus in Latin America. I think it's going to happen. And also there's some other advantages of just being able to use the Hulu Hub internationally then means that you're going to start being able, you know, people, there's less confusion, less, you know, when they're putting out posters and trailers and stuff, they can put out that it's Hulu on Disney Plus or whatever it is, and that kind of could be the same globally. They don't need to keep re-editing the videos. When they put out a poster, it becomes easier for global releases. They can just save a lot of money by doing that system of rebranding it. Now, they might, again, have to wait until they've got full ownership of Hulu from Comcast until they do that. Because there has been some issues in the past with Comcast saying to Disney going, well, you said you were going to launch Hulu internationally and you didn't. And then if they do that, it might be like, you did it after you sold it. Well, yeah, but that's kind of like anything, isn't it? And it's like you buy a house and then you say to the owners, yeah, we're not going to change it the minute you've got the keys and you've done it. Yeah, you demolish it and build a new hotel. But nevertheless, but it's like, you know, once they've got full control of it, they can do what they want. It's theirs then. But I do think eventually, I don't think it would make a lot of sense to do it right now. I think in the run-up to kind of the full launch of Hulu on Disney Plus in March, obviously we just got the beta version right now running in the US. They might not want to confuse things, even though it was the most confusing day possible with how they've done it. No kind of pre-announcements, no wording of how it was going on. Yeah, it's confusing, and I think they need some more simplification. And I do think changing Hulu for Star, maybe they need to do it when eventually Disney Plus and Hulu in the US will eventually merge, because I think that's going to happen at some point. Can't see why it wouldn't. Then it might make more sense at that point to do it, but until then, maybe just leave it as it is. But let us know what you think about that in the comments below. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Go check us out over at what's on at disneyplus.com. Like, follow, and subscribe, and I shall see you guys soon. Laters.